Hey everybody, and welcome to the 35th episode of Soaps and Sass.
Hey, welcome back. It's good to have you with us.
Yes, today's episode will cover September
15th to 19th.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, and before we begin, just a reminder that we're on YouTube now.
Yay!
Yep, so if, Spotify isn't really your thing and you prefer YouTube, just please head over to YouTube and search up Soaps and Sass. You will find us under the same name, same logo.
Same sass.
Same sass. First 10 episodes are up. Other than that, welcome. Sit back, relax as Mama Sass
Hi.
gives you a recap. And then we'll get into things.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Before we get into the recap, we need to set some things straight.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were going to do that after the recap.
I was going to do it after the recap, but no.
Because it makes sense. We agreed to this. It made sense.
Fine. All right. So on Monday, September 15th, Britt and Obrecht have it out.
Dun dun dun.
All the sass.
It was intense.
Anna receives new evidence. Carly expresses her hurt to Jason.
Yep.
Drew manipulates Martin. I want to know who's zooming who, because I'm not sure that Drew manipulated Martin much as Martin
Manipulate?
We're having trouble with our words today.
We can't English.
As much as Martin manipulated Drew. And Marco confronts Sidwell.
That was fun.
It was fun. Poor Marco.
Not poor Marco.
Oh, poor Marco. I do feel bad for Marco.
I don't.
Okay, well, when you get violently snapped out of your delusion, I feel bad for somebody.
I think he's still in the delusion a little bit, but
yeah. Peaky. Oh my!
I didn't say. Were you gonna say Peaky Blinders? Like what?
No. Speaking of people getting snapped, on Tuesday, Nina snaps at Willow.
Yeah.
About time.
That was glorious.
It was.
I'm like, someone really needed to. Like, people have been reaming into Willow, but Nina spoke some truth.
I might need to go back and watch that again. It was so good.
Oh, how you mean?
Molly confides in Elizabeth. Whoop-de-doo. You're good for my dad. I'm glad you were there. Christina encourages Cody to go after Molly. Lucas opens up to Ava about how he feels about Britt being back in town. And Emma and Gio get distressing news. I don't know why they're distressed. It's not their dog anymore.
No.
Whatevs. On Wednesday, Jason delivers somber news. And I won't explain that for now because that's a big part of our podcast today. Chase and Dante compare notes, which Baby Sass has a lot to say about. Cody is taken aback, and Britt has a scratchy encounter. That was pretty good. And Kai makes an alarming realization. Let's just cover that right now because I don't really want to talk anymore about it, and there's not really anything more to say because I think it was all of 30 minutes for the week that we saw them.
Pretty much.
Kai done realized he messed up.
Yeah.
He left the evidence with the fingerprints.
Yeah, he was sitting with Trina and he realized that he left the softball bat in the living room for anybody to find it. And he's like, the police have likely found it.
Yep, so he is now in a position of j'accuse. On Thursday...
Well, not really, because unless his prints are in the system, they're just going to know it's somebody's prints, but they're not in the system.
Okay, well, that's true. On Thursday, Britt swallows her pride. She need money.
She does.
Well,
she does. However,
it was
more
money.
It was more she swallowed her pride for the situation, but then went to Lulu for the other situation.
And then Gio asks Sunny for a favor. He wants some money.
More money than makes sense. And even someone else commented and it's like, that didn't make no sense.
Tracy and Jason share a moment of connection. Ain't got nothing to do with money.
No.
Charlotte confides in Lulu, which I don't remember it going that way. I think it was Lulu confiding in Charlotte.
It was more Lulu confiding in Charlotte.
Yeah, it should go visit her dad. And Charlotte's a pretty smart cookie. She was like, this sounds sus. And Molly keeps a secret. It had nothing to do with money either. On Friday, Lulu helps an accident victim.
Da-da-da-da.
Jason voices his... Oh my goodness, now I'm biting my tongue. Jason voices his regrets.
Boo-hoo-hoo.
Danny issues a plea to Drew.
Big up, big up.
And Elizabeth delivers bad news to Drew.
Shut up, shut up.
And Gio comes through for Emma.
Smooch, smooch.
That is the week that was.
That was such a pause.
Because I was like, did that happen on Friday? I know they were gonna kiss.
No, they did. Because
okay, that's
technically
fine.
it didn't end on that. I was worried the episode was going to end on it.
We don't need to talk more about it because I am so not interested. Like, I don't see the chemistry, but whatever. People want it. I guess they got it.
Who asked for that, though?
Well, you can put that in Who Called for That if you want.
Because, I mean, is the recap done?
The recap is done.
Okay, so the recap's done. Quickly, I'm just going to say, like, since they brought back Emma back last year during the holidays, it's like, okay, they brought her back, but no one really called for that. They're just like, you know what? New kid in town, former kid in town, let's set him up. That's pretty much all that is. No one really called for it.
Yeah, plot driven, I suppose.
Yep. How long do you think to last?
Longer than I'm interested, I can tell you that for sure.
Fair enough. Anyway.
Like, they're gonna have to do something major with Emma for me to be I'm very interested in Gio. I like his storyline. Sure. I like the character. I have no use for Emma.
Anyway, speaking of Emma and Gio, so Emma and Gio are still looking for Outback.
Mm-hmm.
And they have no clue where she is. But luckily, a good old cowboy by the name of Biff so happens to stumble upon the little pup because the little pup done stole his sandwich that was over on the bench.
It was. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I thought you were going to go all into the Molly thing. That's why I looked at you. I was waiting for you to continue.
Oh, simply enough, Molly walks in, sees the dog. Cody's like, she's a stray and tries to be like, I'm not allowed to have a dog, but she's adorable. And then she's like, okay. And is about to leave. And then pops back in probably a good 5 minutes later and says, I found the dog's owner. I found her name. Her name's Outback. And Cody's kind of like, because he doesn't want to give her up. And he's making all these excuses like, what if, she's like, she doesn't have a tag, and, you know, what if they didn't care for her, and what if the numbers because they want her for a dogfighting ring, and Molly's like, Cody, you idiot, look at her. She's clearly well-fed, well-groomed. She's clearly got love. And lo and behold, Gio just so happens to turn up at the moment, and with the flyers is like, I'm looking for this dog, and they see the flyers, and I'm like, oh. And so Cody returns out back.
Pretty much. I would like to get excited about it, but I can't. Other than, you know, Gio offers a reward. He's so delighted. He's like, oh yeah, I can do something for you. My grandfather offered a reward.
Seriously though.
Like, I don't want the reward.
That was ridiculous. $10,000 for a dog. Like, okay, I get people love their pets. I don't have any pets, but one day I will have pets. But if my pet goes missing, I'm not going to offer $10,000. That's just ridiculous, especially in this economy. But even in any economy, that's ridiculous.
Boy.
Like $500 makes sense. $10,000, come on.
Yep.
Even Rocco was like, "Wow, Grandpa giving $10,000." I mean, I'm not surprised he's giving the money, but $10,000 is a lot.
It is.
And even someone mentioned that later. I will not say who, and I will not say when. But someone else did mention like, that's a lot, even for Sunny, even for a dog.
Yep. It surely is.
And they're like, well, and Cody, even though Cody is very much money hungry at times, he said, you know what, no, I won't accept the money. You know what, take it and donate it to a shelter. And that was really impressive to Molly. So, points in that section.
He did.
What next?
Well, why don't we talk about, because you had called this the week of the verses.
Yes, I did.
I called it...
You called it Resurrection Week.
But I also called it something else. I can't remember.
But... Mama something.
Oh, yes. If Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Right.
That's correct. I've forgotten. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome.
So the first Mama that wasn't happy, or the first...
No, the first...
Fight!
The first verses / the first Mama who wasn't happy.
Yes.
Was Obrecht.
Absolutely. But I was going to say, what is that Mortal Kombat thing?
Fight!
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Britt and Obrecht exchanged some words.
They exchanged verbal blows.
And can I just say that Obrecht was particularly savage and harsh.
Yes, she was.
Holy
and Britt,
moly.
Britt, she was harsh in her own way, but she was also very heartbroken because she's like, I came back, my mom's happy to see me, and now my mom is just yelling at me and saying these things,
ripping me apart, assaulting me both verbally and physically.
Yeah.
So Britt was very much on the defensive. That was her defensive attack.
Pretty much. And words were exchanged, and Britt was talking about how, like, oh, you were constantly running around and being with Faison and not even bothering to look after me and all of this and all of that. And Obrecht is like, I was trying to prepare you for the harsh world out there. And Britt says, what does she say before I go into this thing? Because I have this thing.
Oh, yeah. Basically, Obrecht is upset. And she's like, how could you do that to your mother? You're a monster.
Right. And then Britt, in response, says, are you surprised I am the monster you raised me to be? And her saying that in that moment resonated with me because it just made me think of this saying called, or not saying, but this quote from this book called Little Lucknow by Nitya Prakash. Again, I apologize if I'm butchering that because... but the quote is, why should I apologize for the monster I have become? No one ever apologized for making me this way. And I totally get it. It's like, why should I apologize for doing the dirt things that I do when people have pushed me to this, when people have made me this way, and they didn't apologize for pushing me to this extent, for making me the way I am. It's like, I get it.
Yeah, well, I get it, and I think it's an excuse if we go to real life day to day for a minute. I do think there's truth in people behaving or being away because of the way people treat them. But I also think there's a point in life where you take responsibility for your own actions. You don't have to continue that way. You can choose to do better. You can seek out the tools and the people that can help you do better. Right. So, Britt can say all that, but there was a point where she was choosing to do better. I don't remember if she got help for that, but she was actually being a really nice, genuine person. You could see it when she was dealing with Spencer back in the day. So, which I hear, but also I'm like, it's like you were. I don't know if you just said it because for some reason my brain's half listening. But I know you've said, listen to me. But I know you've said something along the lines of, own up to your actions, own up to your mistakes, and I'm like, yeah, Britt has done that, like, especially when she was more known as the Britt when she first came on the scene. Yep. She was very unapologetic about who she was, what she did. Like, she owned up to it. Like, she owned up to that nickname, and she's like, yeah, I'm the Britt, and I stand by it. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not gonna, whatchamacallit. She's not catering to people's feelings.
No, she's not. She's like, I'm not gonna baby you for, like, no. And she very much owned up to it. And then I think, and I could be very wrong, but I think once she had Rocco, I think that's when the switch started to flip.
Possibly. I honestly don't remember. I don't think it was. I think it was much later than that. I think it was when she started having more family. So connecting with Nina, connecting with Maxie, and yeah, I think that's what started to change her. I don't remember though.
I think having Rocco helped, like, at least start
certainly,
that.
Certainly.
But yeah, I hear that. Because we're hearing a lot of stuff about, like, oh, but she, before she died, she was a lot nicer. She was much closer with her family and all of this and all that. And so I'm like, yeah. So that's why it's kind of, for me, a little sad. Because, like, ever since she came back on the canvas...
All of a week and a half?
However long it's been.
Go on.
Basically, they're, like, the writers are kind of, like, reversing her character development.
Yeah.
And it's a little frustrating because it's like when Jason found her, she was like, I get why she was being all,
prickly and crusty.
Yeah, towards Jason. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But even in coming back to Port Charles,
mm-hmm.
it's still there. Granted, I recognize she's interacting with people who are kind of bringing that out. Like, Dante and Lulu are on the offensive, and then Elizabeth is kind of on the offensive with her.
Yep.
Which, I'm like, Liz, kind of unnecessary, especially from what you've told me about their relationship towards the end before Britt died, air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, they're kind of reversing her a little bit, and it's just like, okay, I can still see, like, she still has those good qualities from when she passed, but it's still like, y'all are bringing back the Britt, and I'm not liking it.
No, exactly. I'm not liking it either. I think, again, I think it's plot driven. So whatever it is they're up to, that's why she's reverting.
Maybe it's even like a defense mechanism, at least.
Oh, it's 100% a defense mechanism when it comes to her mother, right? Like she was just trying to protect herself. Her mother came with these savage blows. Not that they weren't merited, because really, you pretended you were dead. Your mother was heartbroken, which you weren't around to see. So for her to come back and be like, I'm, happy to be back, I would think you would be like the prodigal daughter, happy to see me, and the mother's just like, what the France?
And I think it's gonna be I think that reaction is gonna be worse, because before Britt left Nina's place, Obrecht pretty much said, I think one of the worst things you could say to someone, to at least your children, is, it's like, I love you, but as far as I'm concerned, you're dead to me, and the only person who deserved my grief was Nathan. Because Nathan is, quote unquote, dead, and didn't fake his death. And I think when Liesl finds out, and Britt finds out, the reaction that Liesl's gonna have to Nathan coming back is gonna be vastly different.
I have no doubt.
Also, plus on the fact that she didn't raise Nathan, I think is also gonna attribute to that.
Yep, but I think those words are gonna come back to haunt her. I think Britt's gonna end up throwing those back in her face.
Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting.
It is gonna be interesting. In the next set of verses,
yes. We had Nina and Willow.
Yes, we did have Nina and Willow. I was going to go somewhere else, but I know we said Mama. So we're going to stick Nina
and Willow.
Nina and Willow.
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
Let's just say Nina took the book and threw it right at Willow's head.
Oh my goodness.
Because, early in the week, it was the same episode. Christina and Ava were talking about the emails they had sent out on Rick's behalf since he's missing. And Ava said, on one email, Rick had sent an invoice to Nina and accidentally BCC'd Willow on it. So Willow will now know that Nina is paying Rick to be her lawyer. The entire time, Willow's thinking Rick is doing it pro bono. So the next scene after that is Willow showing up at Nina's apartment. And if we didn't have the context of the fact that Ava did what she did, I would have been surprised to be like, oh, Willow, did you just voluntarily go to your mother's apartment? For whatever reason? And it's like, no. She went with the, have you been paying Rick to be my lawyer? Nina's like, yes. And she's like, oh, so you're not even going to deny it? It's like, what's the point of denying it? Like, so. And basically, words come to blows. And
words did not come to blows.
Sorry.
That was Britt. And Obrecht, their words came to blows.
Right, sorry.
No.
Words were exchanged. And
they were wielding those words like weapons.
Yes. And basically, Willow said something to Nina about, is like, you are such a liar and so narcissistic. And Nina's like, yeah, you're right. Everyone says I'm narcissistic and I only do what I do for myself, for my benefit. And I lie and I cheat and I do all of this stuff. But you know what, Willow? You gotta take a hard look in the mirror, because like mother, like daughter.
She man in the mirrored it.
She did.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change.
And the change can start by you ditching Drew. Because Drew is not gonna do jack for you. Especially now that he's laying up in a bed.
Indeed.
So.
Very, very much.
Because also, I'm with Nina. It's like, like, Rick does not do anything for free. If he does do anything for free, it's for Molly. And you're not Molly. So it's like, you gotta pay him. And my question is with, you were married to Michael. So, but I was like, oh yeah, but I remember the judge saying for your divorce, everything was split. Like, you kept your own assets with what you came in. So you didn't get any spousal money. So no alimony, no nothing. You kept what you came with. So I'm like, okay, so Willow, with the money you got from being a teacher, the money you got from being a nurse for however long you were a nurse the first time, and then becoming an advocate for cancer, and then becoming a nurse the second time, like, and I'm assuming you have savings and whatnot, like...
And you were with two very wealthy and powerful men. Like, did you really need to spend money somewhere?
Right. It's like, I get it. You are an independent woman and you want to work for your own money, which is fine. But, like, where's your money? Like, I get Rick is expensive, but I'm sure you could have worked out a payment plan, or come up with something to you know, whatever. But you couldn't afford Rick. And on top of that, if you have no money, like, where's all your money? And if you have no money, is it because Drew is financially abusing you like he was mentally and emotionally? Like, girl,
hey,
don't be mad at your mom. Like, you don't want her in your life. That is fine. You don't want her help. That is fine. You want her to stay away from you. That is fine. She is doing something from a distance. She's not getting involved physically. She's not getting involved emotionally. The only advice she ever gave Rick was to get you away from Drew, but you don't know that. But
no, she did. She do.
Oh, she admitted that?
Well, she asked Nina about it.
True. Yeah, so the only thing she is doing is helping you financially because clearly and apparently you can't do that yourself. Because if you could, at least remotely, you would not be living with Elizabeth. You would be out looking for an apartment or a house or something for you and your children to live because, again, you've moved how many times in how many months? And you're back at it again now, not living with Drew. Like, what? Like, yet you're saying you're trying to get your life back on track, but how can you do that if you don't have a place to live on your own by yourself? And now you're taking now you're taking care of someone else's kid. Granted.
Which she is.
Granted. So it's like, okay, so you have money because you gotta take care of this kid. So, I get everyone's financial situations are different. We don't know what people are going through. But seeing as how this is a fictional story, Willow, wagwan, what you doing? Made no sense.
It does not.
Also, there was a point, because I remember you making this comment to me earlier in the week, about how Willow did not, Carly made the comment to Willow about how she's just like Nell, and
Nina bowled up.
And Nina's clutching her pearls, defending her, and being like she's nothing like Nell, but Nell is like Nina. So technically, yeah, like mother, like daughter. So,
yep, exactly.
It's like, and it sucks because like both of Nina's kids were placed in positions at a young age that were not great for them mentally and physically. And it led them both down a different path, but still technically ended up in the same space, aside from Nell ending up dead. But, you know, it's like Nell became psychotic in her own way, and you are just easily manipulated and have this victim complex.
Indeed. What? You know, she want to revel in it. That is fine. She can get help. I know Kevin is over on Beyond the Gates, killing it.
Bring him back.
But surely there's other psychiatrists at GH.
Seriously, I'm like, if we can have a new OBGYN, because I don't know how long Dr. Randolph has been there. I don't know if she replaced...
Well, Dr. Randolph is in an OBGYN? Is she?
Hold on, what's her first name?
Terry.
Oh, not Terry. The other OBGYN who was taking care of...
Christina.
Yes, her. Yeah, because I'm like, did she... Dr. Navarro. Because I'm like, did Dr. Navarro replace Britt when Britt became the chief of staff and not...
No, Navarro had been there for a while.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, you can't have one psychiatrist, just like you don't have... Actually, no. I feel like they only have like one doctor for each
specialty.
For each specialty, because Gannon's general surgery. You got
Is
Lucas.
he?
As far as I know, I don't think he specialized in anything specific.
I thought he was miracle surgery and Lucas was general, but
no,
okay.
Lucas is brain. Lucas is neurosurgery or neurology, something. But he does the brain. Like he literally said this. Like I was the top doctor for whatever neurology, whatever. That's what he said.
Huh? So he took over from Patrick Drake, did he?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And then, so I'm guessing.
So we know
Portia.
Monica was a cardiologist.
Yes, Portia had to be some general doctor because I don't know what she was doing before.
Okay, and this is what I'm saying. Okay, so you talk about how Lucas is a brain surgeon, but he was operating on Drew's back. I know the thigh bone's connected to the hip bone, but what are we doing?
They might specialize in specific surgery, but they still have to learn general surgery.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Portia, Lucas, and everyone can come in and do a surgery on a hip bone or the spine. But well, the spine's a little tricky, so you should get a spinal surgeon for that. But
I'm saying, that's where you need a trauma surgeon or whatever. What happened to the Asian trauma surgeon?
Maybe that's what Gannon's doing. Trauma surgery.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, right? That's what
but he wasn't on call that night, which is why Lucas did it.
That's why I was like the miracle surgeon.
Right, but they did call somebody in to help with the surgery.
Yeah, but
and they
it wasn't
were
Gannon. It wasn't Gannon, though.
No, it was somebody else, and Portia got there, and Portia showed up. Yep. But either way, it's like they only have one doctor for every specialty, and it's like...
But this is it.
Which is why they're like...
Monica's been sick for the longest while. They don't have a cardiologist, it don't seem. So...
But apparently they have enough doctors, because when Britt shows up being like, I'm here for my job... Not Portia's, as she does say. I'm not here for Portia's job, because Portia's doing a good job. Which I think is a bull-faced lie. I do think she was back for...
insincere.
I do think she was back for Portia's job, but it's like, shoot, the position's filled. But yeah, it's like, she's like, excuse me, I'll come back as for my specialty as an OBGYN. We have no positions open. But apparently you don't. Apparently you do, because I don't see any. I only saw the one doctor.
Well, I mean, I think they would be very ill-advised to bring her back as an OBGYN.
Oh, for sure.
Just because of the whole Rocco Ben situation. Rocco.
For sure. People are like, oh, I heard about... Because, again, public knowledge. So you're going to be like, oh, I heard you did this. Mm-hmm. See, this is where I'm like, you can be... See, I would be like, be an OBGYN for people who are actually pregnant, but don't go anywhere near IVF.
Sure.
It's like, once they're pregnant, then you can step in. Aside from that, no.
All right, let's move this bus along because we still have two major storylines to talk about.
All right.
And then we still have our categories. So, big news this week. Or do you want me to go for the more minor story?
Go with the more minor story.
Okay. So, at the end of the week, Lulu helps an accident victim.
Woo,
She's all distraught, whatever. She calls the police. Like a good Samaritan, they come along. They get the victim out to the hospital. He's wheeled in. Lucas goes to tend to him, looks down and has this look like, what in the world? He looks up. Anna and Dante, who have come back to the hospital to question Drew about the shady business in his safe.
Which is just stupid because the logic does not make sense on their plans. It's like you're giving this man time to come up with an excuse. But anyway.
But we ain't talking about him. We talking about this guy on the gurney. I don't remember what it was that Lucas said or did that caused Anna and Dante to turn around.
He didn't say anything.
Or they were talking about, or the paramedics were giving the details of this crash victim.
Yeah, paramedics were giving the details. Lucas was looking at the guy and was kind of like, what the? Looked up.
Which was the same time as Dante and Anna had turned around hearing the paramedics talk about a crash victim. And so they saw Lucas's face. And so they're like, what's going on? So they come over and look and they're like, holy moly. And then we see...
Lo and behold, it is my beautiful, glorious man, Nathan West.
Indeed. So, let us get to the crux of the matter, baby sass.
I will say, before I continue this...
No, you can't say.
No, it's because I'm a little confused, because I thought Elizabeth...
You could be confused after I clear up the confusion that you sowed last week.
All right, fine.
Say it.
Mama Sass was right.
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you.
I'm not repeating it. and in fairness, at the end of last week's episode, I did state, no, you might be right.
Okay.
I do concede that I did say that.
You did.
So,
I will concede that you said that.
So.
You can affirm it if you want. But yes, you did say that. So, let me break it down. Baby Sass was trying to put forth the concept.
Because I like dealing with family trees.
Yes, you do. That Britt and Peter and Nathan were not all siblings.
No, not all full siblings. I knew they were siblings. I didn't think they were all full.
You didn't think Peter was related.
Right, I didn't think Peter was related to Britt. That's true. I thought Nathan and Peter were half siblings. And Nathan and Britt were half siblings, but Britt and Peter were not siblings at all.
It turns out that they are, in fact, all siblings. They all share the same father, which is Cesar Faison.
I feel so bad for Nathan. And Britt, but more so Nathan.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, just to bring you all up to speed, so we knew that, and we've all known from time, that Britt is Liesl and Faison's daughter.
Right. Around the time of Nathan's death, which was in 2018.
Right. It was revealed that Nathan was Faison's son. Now, there was debate earlier. Well, debate. Originally, Nathan was brought on, and it was presented that he was actually Obrecht's nephew, having been raised by Obrecht's sister, Madeline,
mom.
Which is Nina's mom. So Nina and Nathan came up as brother and sister.
But they're actually
cousins. And at the same time as we found out that Nathan was Faison's son, we also learned that Heinrich Faison, or Peter August, was Faison's son as well. Now, we thought that, or they were trying to play that Peter's mother was Anna's child, but it turns out that actually Peter's mother is Anna's twin sister, Alex, who is now deceased, supposedly.
Yep. With the world of General Hospital, you can't believe someone's dead unless you see a body.
And even then.
you can't believe it.
Even then, because we saw a body for Britt.
Right? And
we saw a body for Nathan.
And I was going to say, unless the body is burned. And even then you can't believe that. Because
even then you can't believe it.
Because Britt was supposed to be cremated.
And Ryan Chamberlain was burned in a fire. They thought he died in a fire when he came back.
Now we know he's actually dead because whoever shot him.
Right.
And they confirmed he was dead.
Right. And we're saying that Faison is dead because Kevin has Faison's brain in a jar. So,
which leads to so many questions.
Indeedy-do. So there you have it.
Right. So for those who don't know, so Anna is Peter's aunt, making Robin and Emma cousins. Yep. Yes. And I find it interesting because Nathan's going to wake up. Hopefully he actually remembers who he is.
For real.
And when he realizes, one, that his son is 8 years old, possibly 9, and then, reunite everything, he's going to realize that his wife has a third kid, who is his brother's kid.
More sister cousins?
No,
it's brother cousins. James?
No,
Bailey Lou are cousins.
No, I recognize that, but it's more in the sense that his stepdaughter is his niece.
Okay, well, this is the same.
No, but it's gonna be like, my brother, and then because Maxie is gonna Felicia, Mac, Spinelli, whoever is going to have to explain the whole Peter August thing to Nathan. And I'm just, this poor man.
Listen, it happens more often than you think. I mean, that's almost
him.
biblical, right? That the brother would marry the widow.
Mom?
Yes?
This isn't the Bible.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I know this is also still fictional.
It happens. So,
yes, as I've seen many times in the show. Mm-hmm. Sam marries Drew.
Right. There you go. Alexis was
Rick
Sonny and
Sonny.
Rick. Yep. For sure.
In this case, Willow and Drew and Michael, even though they're not brothers.
She don't have a kid.
No, thank God.
Ugh.
Thank God.
Ugh, it's turning my belly. I haven't had dinner yet.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. So that was that minor storyline.
Right.
So going on to the major storyline, the big tearjerker. Go on.
So sorry, I blanked on her name for a minute. Yeah, Monica's dead.
Oh, wow. Speaking of savage. Okay. Yes, Monica passed away this week.
She finally kicked the bucket.
Okay, I'm just going to ignore you for a minute, baby sass, while you collect and compose yourself. Learn to be decent.
I think about the Band-Aid, okay?
I know it's a soap opera, but golly. So,
I mean...
We've been waiting for this. I mean, to be fair, with some impatience, because Leslie Charleston, the actress that plays Monica, died back in January.
I mean, rest in peace to the actress, but Monica, man, took you long enough.
Right? This is what we kept saying. It's like, how long is it going to take? So hopefully we don't have to wait that long for Tristan Rogers' memorial. Tristan played Robert Scorpio, and he died a couple weeks ago.
Right.
So hopefully we can move this thing along.
And I will say this, though. Like, because how it went about in finding out that she died was, as we know, Drew got shot. Tracy finds Drew, and she's like, oh my goodness, someone's going to have to tell Monica, but this is going to break Monica, and I don't want to be the one to tell her. So she finally gets around to actually finally being like, okay, we got to tell her about Drew. So she calls Jason, and Jason's like, coming over. And then when Jason gets to the house, she's like, look, we got to tell your mother about Drew. I don't want to be the one to tell her. Can you do it? And Jason's like, yeah, sure. So he goes up the stairs to tell her. And when he opens the door, as Jason said in the episode, the air just felt different. It felt like she was gone. And then I walked up, felt for her pulse, held her hand, everything, knew it. She was gone.
People can go watch the episode, you know?
Fair enough. But the entire time, I'm just like, when they said, oh, we gotta tell Monica about Drew and everything like that, I said, please do not let Drew getting shot be the reason Monica dropped dead. Thankfully,
it was not.
It was not, because when Jason went to go tell her, he couldn't tell her because she was dead. So thank God she died not knowing, because I'm like, Lord. But it was still just like he came down with the tears in his eyes and it said, oh, she gone. Good. Took it long enough. I mean, I loved Monica, but for the time, ever since the actress died, it's just be like, Monica this, Monica that. It's like, how is this woman still kicking?
Right.
Are you going to replace the actress, or are you just gonna take her out?
This is it. It was a little bit frustrating as a viewer when we well know that you have people who are not on the canvas that are alive. We don't know what happened to them, but every minute Monica getting a mention. It's like was that a writer in her contract? And again, no disrespect to those that have passed, but it was more than overdue, and we were fully expecting the memorial when they opened the wing at the hospital.
Because it made sense in an episode where Monica physically wasn't there. I think she was out of town, or she was at the house, or whatever was going on, and there was some medical thing going on, so they voice conferenced her in, or phone called her in.
Yeah.
So whether the actress was at home chilling in her bed, or whether whatever was going on, they played her voice. They're like, Monica's not here, but we got her on the phone. That made sense. We still heard her voice from time to time to know that it's like, oh, she's still around. Y'all didn't even do that. Not even just like a foot in the door. Or not even, Yuri goes up to bring her the newspaper, and one of the maid staff is in the bathroom giving her a sponge bath, and you just hear the distance, oh, Yuri, you can leave that on the counter.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing.
But for me, so for me, I really don't like dangling storylines, drop storylines, unresolved things, for good or ill. So for all the mentions that they gave Monica, really, it took them a very long time before they said, oh, TJ is wherever what TJ was. Because as far as I was concerned, he was still boohooing on the couch.
Right, come to find out, he's just working in a different part of the hospital.
Right? Taggart came in for a job.
We never heard back.
Right?
Never heard
and
from
suddenly Trina's calling Curtis dad.
That needs to be fixed.
I'm saying.
Because that is one of the storylines that pisses me off.
Right?
Because I'm like,
okay, we know Scotty took off. They sort of explained that. But how Scotty ain't make it back yet doesn't make sense. And especially as Liesel's back in town.
I'm like, right? Especially since he's always like, oh, my Wiener Schnitzel. Like, whatever.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
Like, is he off with his daughter who's off with the sharks? Like,
you know,
that would make sense.
In which case, Lucy could make a mention because Lucy for sure is in touch with her daughter, so she would know where he is. We had, you know, Liz making mention of Lucky after he was gone, and Aiden.
Right, and even recently in the episode, when Liz eventually finds out that Monica is passed, she's like, "Oh my goodness, I gotta tell Jake because that's his grandmother." Mm-hmm. So she gets on the phone and it's like, "Hey, Jakey, I got some news. I'm glad you're having fun, but I got some news. Your grandmother dead." Sorry, I'm being so blunt, but
right,
you know,
which is how Danny found out.
Which is how Danny finds out. Which is, I mean, hell of a way for a kid to find out, to overhear his brother's mom tell his brother on the phone.
Absolutely.
But you know,
yeah. So, you know, and since we mentioned Danny, I just want, and let's go into our categories before we run out of time and leave people hanging.
Oh, we're good. We got 20 minutes.
You know how we just talk.
I know.
So, I'm actually gonna go right to hero because we're talking about Danny, and Danny is my hero of the week because Danny, understanding what is happening with Scout, went to see his Uncle Drew in the hospital and to ask permission to see his sister.
He manned up.
He really did. And he was explaining to Drew, listen, I know you got a restraining order for me, but my dad isn't in town, so I don't have it yet. So by law, I can go see her. However, you know, and then Drew takes the opportunity to make all kind of shots and digs because he's just smarmy that way. But Danny is like, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it above board. I came to see you as a man to ask you because, listen, your child is hurting. My sister is hurting. She has called twice to run away from camp to come be with her family. You need to recognize that you are hurting your child, basically.
And he's like, Scout is like, 12. She doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't know what she needs. And it's like, at 12, I'm pretty sure a 12-year-old will know whether she wants to be around her family or not.
Right. Drew was just like, I'm in a business with that.
It's not like she's saying, oh, Dad, I want to go off to a boarding school in Nepal. That might be much in her not knowing. It's like she doesn't know the language. She doesn't know, you know the currency. She doesn't know this, that. She doesn't know the layout of the land.
I want to get my belly button pierced. All the kids are doing it.
Right. Those, I can understand a parent being like, you don't know what you want. A child saying, hey, I want to see my brothers. I want to see my aunts and uncles. I want to see my cousins. I want to see my grandmother. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure a kid knows when they want to see someone or not because kids around people, especially adults, are not stupid. They express how they're feeling around adults quite well.
Yep.
If they're not comfortable with someone, you will see signs.
Absolutely.
And if she's saying, I want to see my family, shut up. Take her. I don't care if you're banned, because as he said, my mother kicked me out of the house. She barred me from the house. I'm not going to send my child somewhere where I'm not wanted. Okay, great.
Yeah, okay, so she can't go. She can't go where I can't go, but what do you do when she needs to go to the bathroom, sir? When she needs to go to the ladies' room, are you like, no, you gotta hold it? What are you doing? Give your head a shake. Really and truly.
I'm trying to think of another place a man can't go where a woman can go, and I can't think of a place.
Me either, not right now, but anyhow, just very out of order. Very out of order. Who's your hero of the week?
My hero of the week goes to Tracy. And it goes to Tracy for multiple reasons. One, for, you know, just sitting with Jason. And because recently, since Jason's come back, Tracy and Jason have been having more heart-to-heart conversations. And she's been more, you know, you are a part of this family and all this and all that. And you're doing your mother good. And they've been getting closer slowly. And Tracy has not been throwing as much, you know, oh my God, you're such a criminal comments at Jason. So that for them just having a nice conversation, reminiscing about Monica, Tracy telling him stories about when he was younger and how, you know, her and Monica were always butting heads at each other, but over time they grew closer. But my ultimate thing that makes Tracy my hero this week is Michael comes into the main house after sitting with Jason for a bit and talking, and Michael learning about Monica's passing, and Tracy is looking at Michael. Michael's upset, and Tracy says to him, "You are Monica's pride and joy," and like ever since ever since the revelation of Monica's passing has come out, it's been a weepy week for certain people in this house, not me. And that line pretty much broke me because earlier in the week I had gone to see a movie in theaters, and one of the characters in the movie said essentially to his adopted grandson, "You are my pride and joy," and that broke me. Like, I was in tears, and even my dad was like, "Are you crying?" I said, "Yes, I am." So to hear Tracy say that, when Tracy is very much like Tracy, I'm like, oh, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So much so that she's like, this house and everything the light touches is yours. Like, honestly, she wouldn't be surprised if Monica left the house to Michael, and she wouldn't be mad at it.
All right. What had you hot this week?
General Hospital had me hot. And it's not even the show, it's more the writers. Because how the ever-loving dare you keep Nathan West away from me for 3 weeks on a Friday? I had said from time since my mother had told me that Nathan was coming back in September, I said, he better be on the campus in the first week. If not the first week and a half. They kept him away from me for 3 weeks on a Friday. September ends this week. And I have to sit here waiting. How dare they? Bonfire upon you. The audacity.
I'm going to come with the second I told you so. I told you to set your expectations lower. That it was not going to be the first 2 weeks.
Never.
You
Never.
heard it is. You heard it is, so you done feel. Okay. What had me hot was Drew trying to manipulate Martin. You done fired the man. You call him in. Now there was comedy all over this as well.
That is my sassy moment, and I will wait till we get there.
But he calls Martin in, and it's like, yeah, I need to be my lawyer. I have a task for you. And Martin's like, I'm sorry.
Last I
thought you said you.
Last I checked, I quit.
Right? Like you
and Drew, as I remember it, I fired you.
You must have me much mistaken.
It's like.
But see, they're talking about Drew manipulating Martin, and I suppose to some extent he is, but I think Martin is playing a long game, and I think Martin is equally and perhaps more effectively manipulating Drew. I hope so, because I need Martin to come more hardcore, because people just take Martin for a mock stick and just do him all sorts of nonsense. And Martin is a lawyer. He's a very good lawyer.
So much so that he's paying alimony to his how many wives?
Yeah, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, I'm surprised the man was even able to live with how much money he was paying his wives.
Agreed. But notwithstanding, and then it's that kind of thing. It's like, is he a good lawyer or not? And what, like, people they're just taking a mickey. So for him to turn around and say, you know what, get the charges dropped against Stella, and then we can talk. And Drew's like, yeah, okay. And then he was like, no. You deal with that first, and then we'll talk. But in as much as Martin's saying he's working for Drew, I do believe he's going to take every opportunity to set him up to be messed over.
Oh, for sure. And hopefully he does it without breaking attorney-client privilege.
Oh, for sure. And I think he already started with the injunction to prevent the PCPD from going into a safe.
Yeah.
So, kudos, Martin. I think you did that for purpose. I like it. Do you want to go right into your sassy then?
Yeah, my sassy is Martin. After he walks into Drew's hotel, Drew's hospital room, and basically, Martin is confused why he's there. He's like, "Have you come to give me my last? Have you come? Are you going to give me my last paycheck?" And Drew's like, seeing as how I was shot in the back and didn't come with a checkbook, no. He's like, no, you wouldn't. All right, then I'm gone. And proceeds to go and walk out. He's like, hold on. And he's like, no, boss, I would have left.
Yeah, for real.
I honestly, like, Drew's like, if you leave, I won't deal with the Stella situation, which is what got Martin to stay. But, like, honestly, if I was in Martin's position, and let's say Stella getting in trouble wasn't even a factor, yeah, I would have walked out.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm like, what lawyer, knowing who Drew is, would even be willing to take him on as a client?
This is it. Like, where are you entertaining? Rick is the only somebody who would do that.
And Rick is missing. So.
Right? My sassy moment was when Britt came into the hospital trying to get her meds. And she goes to see Elizabeth. And Elizabeth's like, okay, you're number 10 on the list. And Britt's like, what do you mean? Like, I'm somebody? Don't you know who I am? And she's like, yeah, I know who you are. You're somebody who didn't make an appointment. So you're number 10 on the list. And then Britt's like, but my picture is on the wall. And Liz raises an eyebrow and is like, do you mean the memorial wall? Which I just about hurt myself laughing. I thought that was hilarious.
I mean, right?
Britt was ridiculous.
Keep in mind, Britt, that photo was coming down.
Yeah. But Britt was ridiculous in that. And
I also if they'll put that back up, though. I'm wondering if, because I'm like, they're going to take it out, obviously, but I'm wondering if Britt actually dies next time for good, are they going to put it back up?
Yeah, probably. I was going to come with another sassy, but it was actually comedy for me, but so I'll leave that there. The Kesakake, or Delulu of the Week.
Oh my god. The Kesakake for me is Dante and Chase having a full-blown public conversation in the Quartermain house about the investigation into Judge Heron and Drew shooting that they're not supposed to be having in public, where anybody could just walk in, where any of the suspects who live in that house could walk in, and they're just like, yeah, you know the receipt that we found from the Swiss bank account from Drew in a safe? Yeah. And they going on about, and I'm like, granted, Willow's in the living room, but they don't know that. But imagine Willow hadn't gone through the front door. That, like, what the? Idiots. Right. Because honestly, it's not the first time people have had public conversations and people have been like, huh?
Mm-hmm. Indeed. I have two.
I had another one.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, because my Delulu is Marco.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, Marco goes to the pier to meet up with his dad because they're waiting for the ferry to go to Spoon Island. And Marco, after kind of spilling his guts and breaking our attorney-client privilege, is like, Dad, I have to ask you, are you responsible for Judge Heron's death? And Sodal's like, no, Marco. I didn't kill her. You killed her. And Marco's there like, huh? It's like, what do you expect to happen, dude? Once you went to Drew, you signed her death warrant. Granted, technically her death warrant was already signed. You just sped up the timeline. But, you know, you did it. Like, I don't know why you're so surprised. Like, your dad did kind of tell you, it's like, well, we're going to have to get ahead of this. Either Judge Heron spills her guts, or Sonny does whatever he does. Either way, she gotta go. And you basically just sped up the timeline for her needing to go. So yeah, you Delulu for that one.
Any more?
No.
All right. Well, my Delulu of the week was Britt thinking she could come back as a doctor.
I mean,
when they told her, yeah, we'll have you on, but you're going to work in the ER as a coordinator. And she was like, excuse me? No. OBGYN. You've been declared dead. And I'm pretty sure your license was revoked before you were declared dead. So...
No, I don't think it was...
Oh, because she was chief of staff at the time she died?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Unless she did something to get her thing revoked.
No, fine, fair. I don't remember. It's too long ago now.
No, it got revoked because of the baby thing, but then it got reinstated. But it was not revoked. It was suspended because of the baby thing. Then it was reinstated, and then she became chief of staff, or she did whatever and became chief of staff. But,
right.
But no, that's what she says. She has to get her medical license back, but she first has to be declared undead.
Right. So that was my first Delulu, and the second one was Willow in her conversation with Michael and Tracy. Willow, with her fast self, showed up at the queues to bring Scout first day of school. She wanted to see Monica. That's commendable.
Yes.
But, Wiley was still home. So, of course, everybody was like, yeah. Okay, fine. Whatever. So Tracy calls her to task, telling her you're very out of order. And Willow starts talking about this is Michael's opportunity to be nice because when they go back before the judge, she gonna get full custody.
Ma'am.
Just because the judge was bribed, which she don't know yet,
Nope.
does not mean her decision was entirely wrong.
No,
it's like at best, with all the shenanigans you were doing, you will get shared custody 50-50.
Right.
At best.
And the thing is, for me, is like, Willow. Like, okay. In the first trial, Michael thinking Willow's going to get full custody, understandable. Willow thinking she was going to get full custody, not so much. We've had the conversation about not totally real world, because in the real world it's more like fathers are now being more recognized, so in a custody hearing it's more likely for them to do 50-50 rather than it just going solely to the mother, because I'm like, I really don't like that mindset, because like sometimes the mom isn't always fit. Like I get that it's like moms are the nurturers and they take care of everything and the fathers are the providers, yada yada, but now with things changing in the world, that's not always the case. So for Willow to be like, everyone just tells like, you're their mother, you've been their primary parent for the last few months. And it's like, yeah, because her husband has been healing. Sure, he went off to Germany, but then again, what if the roles were reversed, Willow? What if you were in Carly's shoes and Wiley was the one who got caught up in a bomb explosion? I'm pretty sure you'd want to send him off to Germany where he can get the best care. So don't even play with the whole, he could have stayed here in America where he could have been close to his kids. Yes, he could have been close to his kids, but he would not be walking around looking as he does had he stayed at Johns Hopkins. So, calm yourself. But anyway, my point is that she should not have thought that she was 100% going to get custody. She should have been like, she should have at least had that doubt. It's like, yes, the chances of me getting full custody are high, but there's still a chance that I won't get full custody, and she should have kept that in mind, because she really didn't. And
why, baby sass? Are you suggesting that Willow should have lowered her expectations?
Lowering her expectations over a custody fight is different than me lowering my expectations of a man who should have been on the scene earlier. Hush. Anyway.
Hush your mother.
I just did. Anyway, so...
Disrespectful.
Anyway, so... Yeah, so Willow needed to be more realistic in what was going to happen, and for her to be like, well, we get our new judge, I'm going to end up getting full custody, and you will never see your kids again. I'm like, lady, you've gone back to a man who should not be with you. You are not living in a house, like, you don't have a place to live for you and your children alone. You're squatting off with other people. You try to go through with a sham marriage to get custody of your kids. And the man you were with has so many enemies, he got shot. Like, and you haven't shown any, like, sure, you've done all the things, you've got character witnesses and everything, but you don't have family character witnesses. You haven't gone to therapy for the trauma that you haven't dealt with as a grieving mother, as a member of a former cult. Like, come on. The things that you need to be doing are not happening. So, again, be realistic. And also, currently, this isn't a custody hearing anymore. It's visitation. So, again, logically, realistically, not optimistically. Come on, girl.
All right. Let me see. We did that. We did Hero, but we didn't talk about Villain of the Week.
I don't have one.
Okay, well...
Oh! GH. But other than that, I don't have a physical person.
Right. So for me, it's the same seed you're talking about with Sidwell and Marco. And I just think it's incredibly villainous to put that onus on your child, telling him that he is the reason the woman is dead. Your son looks up to you. He values the relationship. You know, he just wants to please, whatever. And you turning around and talking about, oh, it's because of you she's dead? Not okay, sir. Not okay. And I think Marco's suddenly realizing starting to slowly realize all the things his mother had said about his father may in fact be true. Who called for that? What did you do that for?
Did I have one?
No. You did not give me one.
Oh, no, I kind of did. It was at the beginning. It was freaking Gio and Emma in their relationship. It's like no one really called for it, but we did it anyway.
Yes. And for me, it was, why was Liz the somebody to tell Drew that Monica had died? Who gave her a call to walk into his room and tell him anything? Because certainly once Willow found out, she would run over there and tell him, if nobody else.
Right.
So why Liz felt that she needed to let him know is beyond me. I don't know what plot point that's driving.
Right.
But I'm not amused.
And all of with him being like, oh, down with the Quartermains and their, entitled behavior and all this, pot, meat, kettle, he shouldn't know. Like, you don't deserve to know that your stepmom is dead.
Mm.
Like, if it was the Drew from when he first came on the scene, oh, by all means. But this is a man who has taken a drastic 180 spin in his life and has basically said, "Bunfire you and the horse you rode in on, bunfire upon your children and the horse they rode in on, and see you all burn to the ground. Hell, I'm going to move my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather, my grandfather and my grandmother, and I'm going to bulldoze their remains." Like, you don't, like, what, if you don't care about your own family's final resting place, why would you care? What's this, like, why would I believe that you care that your stepmom is dead? Because at this point, like, I know I refer to Monica as Jason's mom and Drew as Monica as Drew's stepmom, because that's basically the case of what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's kind of the relationship they have.
Right. So it's like, why? I'm like, the only reason Drew should know is because of Scout, and right now, even that isn't enough. Because you're not caring about Scout's interest in what she needs. Mm-hmm. You care about yourself and your relationship with Willow and your egotistical, narcissistic ways and the manipulation that you get away with. So, at this point, no, he shouldn't know. Elizabeth shouldn't have told him. And I swear to God, if he gets rolled in to the funeral, either I hope to God he gets kicked out, or he sits there quietly and then leaves quietly. I hope he doesn't say a damn thing.
Not gonna happen.
Because like, that, or nobody tells him, because he does not deserve to know.
Agreed. Well, it's gonna be in all the papers.
So be it. Be in all the papers. But he should not be able to go.
So you already talked about a little bit, make it make sense. But did you have a very specific one?
No.
Okay.
Not until next week, which is this week.
So for me, my issue was with Dante. Dante ran around talking about how he's upset with Jason for not giving him a heads up about Britt coming home.
Oh, Lord.
And it was like, what? Who would tell you? Why would he tell you?
Now that you say that.
What does that to do with you? Why do you have that expectation? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
So, I don't know what plot point that's driving.
No,
we will see.
I don't know either, because it's not like Jason was thinking about you when he's like, oh. He really wasn't. He really wasn't thinking about you when he saw the woman he was previously in a relationship with. He was not thinking about you. So stop making it about you and your family right now.
Indeed.
I understand why, but don't blame Jason, because again, Jason wasn't thinking about you.
Okay, the moment you have been waiting for. Comedy moment of the week.
I love what you say waiting for. I don't know if I was waiting for comedy, but comedy moment of the week goes to little Donna Corinthos and her greeting to Gio, because Gio shows up to Sunny's to ask for the money for the for Outback, and Donna opens the door and she says, "Hey, what's up, nephew?" And I'm just like, oh, the sweet little girl's gonna use that any chance she gets.
Yep.
But it was so adorable, because even Gio was just like, "You like saying that, don't you?" She's like, "Yep." Sure. And then she basically ran off.
Mm-hmm. And my comedy moment of the week was Britt ending up in a towel in the middle of Bobby's. Or strolling into Bobby's in a towel. She got locked out of the room because Jason had put her up in the room at Kelly's. She went to bathe in the community shower, ended up getting locked out, and she was mad. Now, I'm not sure that she expected to see Jason downstairs, so I'm not sure where she was going with herself exactly.
Probably find the owner, if anything.
But she stalked downstairs. She found Jason talking to Carly, laced into him. Have mercy. Carly's like, what in the world? and then Britt and Carly exchanged words, and then Britt discovered that Carly basically owns Bobby's, and so she's there at the pleasure of the queen. And that made me laugh because she still had a whole long conversation in that
I will
towel.
say, I'm like, I commend Britt for the confidence in going down in a towel, not knowing if anyone's in there. But like Britt, like my girl,
seriously.
Also, she almost I really thought she was going to let it slip, and not even let it slip. I thought she was going to mention Joss being a WSB agent, because
I feel like that's going to be the one to tell Carly.
She did make a promise,
right? And that brings me to my predictions for next week.
Also, I will say this, because Carly did make a comment to Jason, because she's like, I understand why you didn't say anything about Michael and Sasha. I get that. But no more secrets when it comes to my kids. And Jason looked at her like, yeah, sure. But it was like, whoo, that's going to get you in trouble, especially since you know about Jocelyn and you're making this promise after you know about Jocelyn. Oh, she's going to be so mad at you.
But this is the thing. And this is where it could get really interesting. I'm hoping to a degree, just because it'll make interesting television, that this causes Carly and Jason to pop off. Because nobody can break in there. That relationship is tight. So, again, just because it's going to make for good viewing. I don't want it to happen, because if they were real people, I mean, I have my closest friend, and I can't imagine what could possibly happen for us to pop off. For it to be something, I don't want to say silly like that, but I would not want that. But in this case, I want it because I want interesting television.
Right, but I also know how you and your closest friend, it's like when it comes to your children, you guys don't play. So, I think even if you were to make a promise with, like, one of their kids, to be like, sure, I won't, I think you still would. Because they're safe. Or you would talk to the kids about it, because it's like, it's your safety, and I would never, whatever.
Yeah. If there's a safety issue, but they would know I'm going to break the confidence. They would know before it happens. Like, you tell them or I tell them. Yeah. But it's like, no. If I give my word that I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to say.
Interesting.
And I know the same is true on the other side. So, but that's kind of part of my prediction, is that they pop off, and also, Brennan does not take advantage of this opportunity to come clean with Carly, and they pop off. Because it's gonna come out.
Oh, they're gonna pop off for sure. I have no doubt they will pop off.
It's gonna come out, and I think Britt is gonna be the one to slip.
Yeah, like I said.
Well, slip.
Imagine it's Brennan calls Britt into his office, and then Carly walks in and accidentally overhears. Yeah. Because everybody just happens to walk in on conversations. But the question is, will Brennan close the door or not? Because if he doesn't close the door, it's more reasonable for her to, like, your door's open. If he closes the door, she's gonna knock.
She don't knock. She busted into his office how many times already?
Fair enough.
So, you have any predictions?
Yeah, my prediction is going to involve Nathan, Britt, and Obrecht. Because I obviously said, like, Liesel's reaction to Nathan coming back is going to be one thing. But, because it was just interesting, because I was saying how, like, oh my goodness. Because... Oh, wow, words are failing me today. Because Britt now works in the ER as an intake person, she's going to see Nathan and then be like, oh my God, is that... And then call her mother. Her mother's not going to pick up, so she'll call Nina. And then Nina will relay a message to Lisa, which is what will lead them to the hospital. That, or they're going to overhear it. Like Britt will be at the hospital for work, and like walk by or whatever, and Lucas, Elizabeth, Dante, Anna, whoever will say Nathan, hospital, brain injury, like something. They'll say something, and Britt will be like, wait, what? And they'll be like, oh, shoot.
Absolutely. So.
Yeah.
Any other predictions?
No.
All right.
I'm just still trying to figure out how the benefactor is. and I'm not liking it because I can't figure it out.
I can't either.
Anyway, so guys, that is what is fitting to print on this episode of Soaps and Sass.
So come back next week where you'll get a little more soap.
And hopefully a hell of a lot of sass.
All right. Have a great week.
Bye.